Okay, all right. So again, welcome to your first day of boot camp. I am super excited for everyone because I know that a lot of you, kulang lang talaga ng konting gising. You guys are already skilled. At some of you already have joined some of the trainings na meron tayo. So yung bootcamp na to will definitely just boost what you already have. So, renewal sa potion. Ewan ko kay Rick. So first, our first week will be all about foundation. It's gonna give you a better understanding of the industry. And then we're gonna talk about your niche and then your resume and then your profiles. Bakit natin uunahin yan? Because of course, it's better to know the industry first before moving on to the skills training. Another one is yung mga profiles kasi, minsan it would take 2 weeks before it gets verified. Minsan it would take a while before it gets verified. So, uunahin na natin siya para habang nagsiskills training tayo, you're already in the process of verifying your accounts. Para pagdating dun sa 4th week, which is gonna be the job hunt, yung mga profiles ninyo will already be ready to go, ready na to apply for work. And to tell you honestly, after ng first week, some of my trainees are already sending applications. Hindi na nila inaantay yung tawag na to, yung job hunt. They would definitely just apply for work. And kaya yung iba sa kanila na-hire na second week pa lang. So, house rules lang tayo during training. Kapag nagte-training tayo, pag may tanong, you can always ask me. You can unmute yourself. Pag wala, just mute yourself para mas klaro ako sa iba. Next is there will be group sessions. So you will have your own group later on and you will be given instructions later on. So yung mga group work, sometimes I would give you time. Like for example, we're gonna have discussion and then after the discussion, I'm gonna ask you to join your group and then you guys can discuss on with your group and then do the task, or sometimes I would ask you to do the tasks after naman ng session. So depende 'yon. There will also be individual tasks. So I would suggest yung mga nakaka-miss out ng session, if you guys already have some time to do it, just make sure that you do it. Yun. Hindi naman naka-breakout room. I will really ask you to provide your own Google Meet para you guys can join the tawag nito, your group. Okay? All right. So let's start na tuloy. So this is your day one. We're gonna talk about the industry itself, insights, client expectations, and at the end of this session, you guys should already have a better understanding what the VA industry is all about. Know what clients expect from a VA. Have an overview of some common tools. This I will have to move that part to our second week, and then you can start building the right professional mindset and habits for remote work. Wait. So let's start with VA. Hindi ko na masyadong i-explain to because I know that some of you already have joined the How to Become a VA, the VA Foundations. If not, carry lang naman. Patulog pa ng baby. O, carry lang yan. So a VA is a remote professional who provides admin, technical, or creative supports to clients or businesses online. Hindi siya basta-bastang pindot-pindot lang, online-online lang. Ha, hindi ganon. Kasino dito yung mga thoughts niyo dati before pa nito, or ano yung mga natanggap niyo ng mga feedback kung ano yung ano ba yung VA? Kapag narinig niyo yung VA, ano agad ang unang pumapasok sa isip niyo?
Coach, yun po. Normally po, ang isa sa pumapasok is maybe work from home. Isa yun.
Work from home. Ano pa? Online job. Ayan. BPO, work from home, email assistance.
Admin work.
Sorry, ano daw?
Admin works, coach.
Admin works. Ayun. Remote worker, PA, customer service, admin assistance, assistant ng mga boss, 6 digits, gusto ko yan. EA, secretary, work-life balance, gusto ko yan. Flexible schedule, ayan, dollars. Dollar earner, ayan, data entry. So, lahat ng sinabi nyo, totoo yan. It's actually a part of it. But there's more to that. Actually, there's more to that. So, yung mga, yun kasi agad ang unang pumapasok sa isip natin, work from home, malaki ang kinikita, and nagugulat ako because kadalasan kapag tinatanong ko, ano sa tingin niyo yung VA, ang pumapasok agad is nag-a-assist ng client. Parang EA agad, personal assistant agad, yung mga ganon. But there's actually a lot of VA, types of VA jobs. Kaya kayo na-overwhelm minsan because sobrang dami. So sobrang dami ng types of VA jobs, nakakahilo na rin talaga minsan. So VAs help entrepreneurs, small business owners, and executives manage their daily workload, from scheduling, email management, research, to marketing tasks, to design, to content planning, to a whole lot more. So etong mga nilista ko dito, these are just some of the things that we do to support our clients. So we work remotely, of course, we often work from home. We use digital tools to communicate and deliver outputs. Now, being a VA means flexibility, independence, and global opportunities. During the time that we did our How to Become a VA, isa sa mga i-expect mo talaga being a VA is the flexibility in all aspects. And another thing is global opportunities, because there will be times that some clients would really ask you to go to the US, Canada, UK, yung mga ganun. And I've seen a lot of friends na from being a VA, kinuha sila directly ng client nila. So nandun na sila sa labas. And ako mismo, I've received different offers from the past. Yung mga dati kong employers, I already have received a lot of offers from different clients for me to directly work for them. Tapos naiisip ko lang, sayang din naman yung kikita ka ng dollars tapos peso lang yung paggagastusan mo, kesa nandun ako, I would be earning dollars and would spend dollars, 'di ba? So dito na lang ako. Provided lahat nila, coach, yes. To share, there was even one time that I was offered a job to run the business with my client dun sa recruiter, US recruiter. So I was the only recruiter na meron sila, and then the company owner needed someone who to run the business with. So nung time na yon, inoffer niya ako ng trabaho. Sabi niya, baba, ito si Cheryl. Sabi ni Cheryl, malaki yung bahay niya, so I don't have to pay for rent. Marami siyang kwarto. I can stay there. And then dalawa yung sasakyan niya, sabi niya pa isang Audi, isang BMW. You can use the BMW, I'll take the Audi. Going to our office, I just need someone to run the business with me. And then you don't have to pay for rent, you don't have to pay your bills, nothing else. So you can take home your tawag niyan, your salary full. I'll take care of the gas. Tapos pagpunta ko doon, all expense paid pa yun. During that time, I got pregnant kay Kian, so wala din. It's really not for me. So and then yung salary na ino-offer niya sa akin during that time was $6,000. 6,000. So ang laki-laki talaga, nasa mga 300 plus during that time. Ngayon, ano na ngayon, 'di ba? 60 plus na 61 na yata ang dollar ngayon. So these kinds of offers would be available for you in the future, in the near future. So malaki ang global opportunities dito talaga. Hinindian ko yon because I was pregnant with Kian, and I even offered that opportunity to my best friend, pero hindi niya rin kayang iwan yung mga anak niya. So we let go of such an opportunity. How about mga deductions, like, curious lang po. Kung nasa labas ka, I don't think they pay for tax. Kung VAs naman, depende pa rin sa'yo if you would want to pay your tax and give it to pangbili nila ng magandang sasakyan. Charis lang. Para may pambili sila ng sasakyan kasi nagustuhan nila yung payong. Charis. Depende na yon. Kung VA ka, working from home, and depende if gusto mo magbayad ng tax.
Si Marky, no?
Si Marky nagbabayad ng tax.
Oo, di ba? Sabi niya. Punta siya ng BA para magbayad.
May kaibigan kaming nagbabayad ng tax. SSS, pwede mag-voluntary. Other benefits, you can pay for your own insurance. And believe me when I say that even without these benefits, hindi pa rin talaga niya kayang pantayan yung sweldo na makukuha mo sa VA compared to sa dati. Depende sa dating trabaho mo, baka kasi ano ka, baka malaki din ang sahod niyo. Pero for me, mas okay na sa akin yung ganito na ako na lang voluntary magbabayad ng mga SSS, Pag-ibig, PhilHealth, insurance, kaysa yung government mismo ang kukuha ng mga pambayad diyan. Tapos nga gano'n, okey na ako sa voluntary na benefits, voluntary na pagbabayad ng benefits. And you would understand why. So, eto yung mga types of VAs. These are common VAs. Common types ng VA jobs. So, there are many VA roles. Again, hindi lang ito, pero ito lang yung pinaka-common. So, una, admin VA. Yan yun, dyan nahuhulog yung mga mag-handle ka ng emails, calendars, research, and documentation. Meron din tayong tinatawag na executive VA, which is higher level assistants to CEOs or managers or other C-suite executives, which would include the admin VA work. So, kapag executive VA ka, kasali dun yung admin VA na work. So, kung mapapag-uusapan natin yan further, pero kung i-compare mo, parang entry level yung admin VA, pag nag-executive assistant ka, higher level na yon. Another one is REVA or Real Estate VA, supports agents and brokers with lead management, CRM updates, and listings. So, yan. E-commerce VA naman, sila yung nagmamanage ng product listings, order processing, and customer support on platforms like Amazon or Shopify. Sila tong nasa, ayan, e-commerce. E-commerce. I have a friend na ang tagal na sa e-commerce. Silang magjowa. E-commerce na sila. Sila ilang taon na, ilang taon na e-commerce sila ka? 10 years? May mga ganyan akong kaibigan nasa e-commerce for so long. Marketing VA naman, sila yung nasa social media. Mostly, may mga email marketing din ng mga VA. So, they create content, they manage SOCMED or social media, they run ads, they track analytics, and so on. Meron din tayong tinatawag na specialized VAs. Ang specialized VAs, eto yung may mga specializations na talaga. They focus on niche like bookkeeping, graphic design, podcast management, or may specialization recruitment. Pwede ring mga sales VAs. Yan, yung lead gen, nasa sales yan sila or business dev. SMM would be marketing VA. So, ang dami. May mga tech VAs din tayong tinatawag. So, marami talaga yan. And later on, titingnan mo kung alin doon yung gusto mong gawin. Pagdating sa second day natin tomorrow, we're gonna do niche discovery. So, yun. Yung sa logistics, yun. So, depende. Don't, tawag niyan, don't me, charis. Don't get me wrong. Don't be confused between your niche and industry. Bukas pag-uusapan natin kung anong difference nun. Okay? Ito lang yung mga types of VA jobs. So, ito yung mga industries that commonly hire VAs. We have real estate sa US, Canada, and Australia. Usually talaga galing doon yung mga real estate natin ng mga clients. E-commerce and retail. Coaching and consulting was never here. Yung listahan ng mga industries na nag-hire ng VA, wala yung mga coaches before, wala yung mga consultants before. Ngayon lang yan sila nagsilabasan. Siguro mga starting 5 to 6 years ago. But when I started as a VA, wala pang ganun. Digital marketing agencies, healthcare and insurance, finance and accounting firms, IT, tech startups, and creative agencies. Marami pa, may legal pa. Yes, may legal pa. So, I have sa church may kasama ako, sa legal din siya. Legal VA din siya. So, the global VA industry continues to expand as more companies embrace remote and outsourced talent to reduce costs and increase productivity. Now, some of you probably have heard na saturated, hindi some, most of you probably have heard na saturated na ang VA industry. But an agency owner himself, if you guys know Colfil, Kolfil, it's a VA agency owned by a Christian dito sa Davao. I had the chance to interview him supposedly I will be posting it on YouTube kaso nagka-problema yung mga videos. Biglang na-delete lahat ng video so hindi ko siya ever na-post. Hiyang-hiya ako sa kanya talaga. I had a talk with this guy with I forgot his name. Nakalimutan ko na yung pangalan niya. But I had a talk with the owner of Colfil, and he told me that it might be true that there are already so many VAs right now. Because dati, kapag tinanong mo, anong trabaho mo? Home base. Home base patawag sa amin dati, hindi pa work from home, hindi pa virtual assistant, wala pang gayon. Tapos, ang sinasabi namin, home base ako, I support clients in the US. Yung mga tanong nila, ano yan? Like, what kind of work is that? Nababayaran ba talaga kayo? Hindi talaga kayo nasa scam? Yung mga ganon. Pero right now, pag sinabi mo, anong trabaho mo, VA? Oh, talaga, 6 digit na ang income mo. People already know what VA is. 'Di ba? May idea na sila, though hindi buong idea, pero they already know what VA is. That's because kapitbahay mo, mga nasa likod, harap, gilid, mga VAs na. Dumarami kasi ang VA, kaya people are already aware of this. Pero, nagugulat din ako sa nagugulat din ako na may mga ano pa rin, may mga Pinoy pa rin na hindi aware sa VA industry. Because I went to Hong Kong last Feb this year, and maraming Pinoy na nandun ang hindi alam yung VA. Marami pa rin sa kanila ang hindi alam yung ano yung VA, ay mga ganon. Pero dito sa Pinas, alam na ng mga karamihan talaga kung ano yung VA. So, and that's why people would say na saturated na ang VA industry. Another one is, bakit nafe-feel ng lahat na saturated na yung industry? That's because marami sa kanila ang nahihirapan na maghanap ng trabaho. And I guess that's the reason why yan yung pinaka-main reason why people would think na ang saturated na ang VA industry, because most of them are already having a hard time finding a VA job or a client. Na KMJS po kasi. Oo, narinig ko yan, pero hindi ko napanood yung yan. Coach, dami na din. So, lahat na lang, lahat, marami na, magugulat ka, pupunta ka ng beach resort, and then you would see a lot of VAs. Malalaman mo kasi may bit-bit na laptop all the time. Ang mga ganon. So, but then, si Caulfield, ano pangalan eh? So, the owner of Caulfield told me that there's no way that VA industry is going to be saturated. Do you know why? Every day there's 3,000 companies that opens up worldwide. So 3,000 plus companies nag-open every day worldwide. Imposibleng wala ang para sa iyo diyan na iisa. Imposibleng wala kang makukuha at mabibingwit na client na isa diyan. And you only need one client to start. Yan lang muna, diyan ka muna mag-uumpisa. So, kahit tumataas at nag-i-increase yung number of VAs, tumataas din yung demand. Tumataas din yung demand ng VAs, because a lot of companies right now would rather hire a VA instead of hiring a local. Kasi kapag nag-hire sila ng, kunwari, nasa US yung company nila, if they hire a local, it would be very costly for them. Mas mahal compared to hiring a VA. And napakaswerte nating mga Pinoy, VAs, because isa tayo sa go-to country ng mga companies outside the Philippines. Philippines talaga yung go-to nila na country whenever they want to hire VAs who are affordable and skilled. Hindi yung mga Indians, ang daming meron tayong mga Nigerians, Pakistani, na mga virtual assistants. Of course, aside from VAs who are coming from US, Canada, meron din silang mga VAs. Pero yung mga tipid na mga VA, tayo yan. Philippines, Nigerians, Pakistani, Indians, yung mga ganon. Tayo yung mga tipid, kumbaga much more affordable. Pero mas maganda lang kasi mas advantage lang sa atin because of the way we talk. The way we talk. And Filipinos are known to be matiisin pagdating sa trabaho. Iba tayo magtrabahong Pinoy. Hindi tayo bastos magtrabaho. We put our hearts into things we do. We put our hearts to the work that we do. So, we're known to be like that. That's the reason why John Jonas, the owner of onlinejobs.ph, started with onlinejobs.ph. Now he has other sites for other countries, pero onlinejobs.ph yung pinakauna niyang inopen talaga. Because he knows exactly that if he would have this kind of platform, mas madali niyang mabebenta yung yung services. Kasi pag client ka at gagawa ka ng online jobs, may bayad yan. And he knows exactly that it would be easier for him to sell this kind of services to clients if Pinoy ang i-offer niya ng mga VAs. And ang nakaganda doon, he doesn't have to do recruitment because Filipino VAs will just create profiles inside onlinejobs.ph and tayo mismo nag-a-apply ng work, 'di ba? So yung binibenta nila is yung subscription mismo dun sa client, which is really good. Kaya hanggang ngayon buhay pa si onlinejobs.ph. So don't ever think that VA industry is becoming more and more and more saturated because the more you think of that, the more ka mawawalan ng pag-asang makahanap ng client. At yan lang yung that's one of the reason or that's one of the things that's going to drag you down. So, wag magpapadala sa mga naririnig. Okay? Maraming clients diyan. Parang ano ba, parang asawa sa dinami-dami ng tao sa mundo, may para sa iyo talaga. Parang client lang din 'yan. Meron at meron talagang para sa iyo. Ito yung mga common tasks assigned to beginner VAs. Wag mega coach, totoo 'yan. So as a beginner, expect to start with entry-level but essential tasks such as data entry and file organization, email and calendar management, web research and lead generation, social media posting and scheduling, customer service via chat or email, basic graphic design using Canva, updating CRM systems or spreadsheets. These tasks are very easy, very beginner-friendly. So, bukas mas mapag-uusapan natin kung ano yung dapat para sa'yo. But I would really suggest na do not jump to something much more complicated. Dapat dito ka muna talaga sa beginner tasks. If you're already a VA and if you want to upskill, then well and good, you can jump to the next level of your next level of your skills. But for those who are new to this industry, dito muna tayo sa beginner level. And I want you to equip yourself first during the bootcamp. Take advantage of this bootcamp talaga to learn tools, to learn the tasks, paano gawin yung mga tasks, to ask questions, to ask help from our community para mas equip ka na. And I know for sure na I'm positive that after the training, after the bootcamp, you will have extra confidence. So sa ngayon, I want to ask each one of you, gamitin natin yung chat, out of 10, 10 being the highest, 10 being the highest, how confident are you kung ngayon ka mag-a-apply, like right now, kung mag-a-apply ka ngayon ng trabaho, how confident are you that you're going to get hired? Saan kayo, saan level ng confidence kayo? 1 out of 10, 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. I see a lot of 5, 6, 3, 7, ayan, 8, 10. Uy, gusto ko yung 10. 10, 7, 2. Ayan. Yung iba alanganin talaga, no? 5 para 50-50. 9, ayan, 3. So, yan. So, babalikan natin yan towards the end of this training and I would ask another question. I would ask this question again. How confident are you that you're going to get your own client if you're going to apply for work now? Dami ko na po sinenda ng applications kaya po pala wala pumapansin dahil mali yung pag-craft ko ng resume. Hindi ATS friendly. Ayun. That's one of the things that we're gonna discuss. How to create resume. Okay? So let's build your foundation. These tasks help you build confidence, gain experience, and prepare for more complex responsibilities later on. So remote work setup and global demand for Filipino VAs. The Philippines, gaya ng sabi ko, is one of the top VA talent hubs in the world due to strong English skills, professionalism, and adaptability. Now, maswerte tayo na hindi napunta sa Indian yung ating communication skills. Because kung sa kanila napunta yung communication skills ng Pinoy, mabubura tayo sa mundo ng pagiging VA. Kasi Indians are very, very intelligent. They're very talented. They're very skilled. Saan mo, alam mo kung kahit saan ilagay ang Indian, marunong, grabe. Madiskarte pa yung mga yan. Ibang level yung talino nila talaga. Kaya sila magaling sa tech. At hindi lang talaga tech, magaling talaga sila. Kahit saan mo ilagay ang Indian, magkakaroon sila ng diskarte. Nagugulat ako kahit saang industry, merong Indian. May kakilala po ako, yes, boss ko po Indian. Boss ko Indian. Mike, yung alam niyo yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na I talk to high-ranking profiles, Indian yung client ko dun. Yung mismong boss ko, Indian. Pero matagal na sa US. Pero kahit matagal na siya sa US, ganun pa rin siya sa akin. Ganun pa rin yung accent niya. Hindi pa rin talaga nawawala. So imagine them. Imagine yung talino ng Indian plus our communication skills. Burado tayo sa mundong VA. Sigurado yan. Kasi sa talino nila, sa Davao, grabe, sobrang dami sa Davao. Super. Sa DMSF. Ayan. So, anyway, maswerte tayo because yung bata pa lang tayo, meron na tayong English subject at hindi talaga matigas yung mga dila natin. We have good communication skills. So, clients prefer Filipino VAs for their work ethic, reliability, and cultural compatibility. Now, I want to reiterate this because this is still, eto pa rin yung pride ng Filipino VAs na marami pa ring clients ang ganito yung thoughts pagdating sa Filipino VAs that we are reliable, na meron tayong mga tamang work ethics compared to other lahi naman. Now, ang ang masasabi ko lang is hindi lahat may mga barumbadong VAs na rin talaga ng mga Pinoy. Napansin niyo 'yon? May mga sinasama, may mga napo-post na sa social media na may binaboy sila na client, may na mga ganito. Marami ng gano'n. So, please do not ever do something that could ruin your reputation. Isa 'yan sa mga always kong sasabihin sa inyo. Because maganda pa rin na maganda. I will not reach this 16 years sa VA industry kung sinayang ko din at sinira ko din yung aking reputasyon. So make sure if you want to tawag na to, if you want to stay in this industry for so long, take care of your reputation. Protect your reputation at all costs. So a good remote setup includes, kung gusto mo maging VA, so a good remote setup includes a reliable computer, stable internet, quiet workspace, and communication tools like Zoom, Slack, and Google Workspace. Tools, we're gonna talk about that even more. Even more talaga. But I wanna know, sino dito yung wala pang computer at naka-cellphone lang or lahat naman kayo ay may computer na? Lahat meron. Now, sa mga walang computer, wag muna kayo uutang. Pero kung meron naman, okay lang laptop. Pero kung meron naman kayong means to buy, mas maganda yan. Basic specs is totally fine. Saka na mag-upgrade kapag meron ng client. Yung mga walang laptop, yung mga walang computer at nakikihiram pa sa ngayon, wag na wag muna kayo uutang just for the sake of training. I will never ever suggest that you do that. Wag ka kukuha ng bato tas ipukpok mo sa ulo mo. Saka ka na umutang kapag may client ka na, kapag sigurado na settle ka na. Because mahirap yon. Okay? Hindi madali ang industriyang ito. It's not easy. So, wag muna talaga umutang kapag wala pang kasiguraduhang client. Okay? So, with global businesses shifting to remote work, Filipino VAs are in high demand. So, offering opportunities to earn dollars while working from home. Freelancing, ito yung kadalasang tanong. Ano ba yung difference ng freelancing versus agency versus direct client? At ano ba talaga yung mas maganda, coach? Yan, pag-usapan natin. VA agencies, you're hired by an agency that assigns you to clients. More structure, steady workload, but limited control over rates or client selection. Yan din tanong ko, coach. Yan. So, ang VA agency, you're owned by an agency. Pangit naman yung term na owned ka ng agency. But you are hired directly by the agency. Under an agency, hindi ka empleyado ni client, empleyado ka ni agency. So, agency will be the one to process your pay and the agency gets paid by the client. So, parang ganito. May mga pros and cons to. At ngayon, tatanungin ko kayo later kung anong mas bet niyo. So, ang agency, nasa gitna yun siya. Parang ano lang, parang staffing agency lang sa US recruitment. Wait lang. Uy, bakit ang tagal niya mag-load? Ayan. So, eto si agency. Ayan, VA agency. For example, sabihin na nating TVL or the VA ladder na agency. Yan. Now, si TVL would always be hiring. Napansin nyo, lahat ng agency, hiring always? Nag-hire yan. Marami yung mga recruiters. Nag-hire yan. May hiring yan ng EA, may hiring yan ng cold caller, may hiring yan ng ganito. Because they are definitely building their pipelines. Dapat marami yan silang mga nakatenggang mga applicants or candidates na pwede nilang i-endorse kay client. Always yan, hiring. Now, si agency, on the left-hand side, naghahanap yan sila ng client. So, for example, may client nung dumating, na naghahanap ng executive assistant, yan. Kunwari, meron silang pipeline ng EA, ganyan. So, etong mga nasa pipeline nila, whoever is the best fit for this client, i-endorse nila kay client. Yan, endorse nila. So, sino yung mapipili ni client, yun yung magiging under kay client. So, kung kunwari, ikaw yan, your employer is still the VA ladder. Pero, your client is this, si company X. So now, ano daw? Do most clients today prefer services from agencies? No, they still prefer direct hire. O, VA stick. Ayan. Kalbo na kasi napagod na sa kaka-VA. Charis. Wala tulog. So, ganyan yung setup. Now, a lot of you would probably think ang positive side ng under ka agency is of course you will not be looking for clients because si agency yung maghahanap ng client. May mga tao yan sila, may mga VAs yan sila, yan, kunwari VA yan, VA to, who will do the client acquisition for them. Always looking for clients. Yan, always looking for clients. Meron din yan silang mga recruiters, always looking for VAs. Yan naman ang mga hanap ng mga recruiters nila. Para kapag dumating si client, meron na sila agad ma-endorse because some of these agencies, they have 1 week promise kind of thing to the client na, yeah, we can definitely endorse candidates to you in 1 week time or in 3 days time, depende. Very kinder joke. Oo nga, ang hirap mag-drawing sa whiteboard eh. So, ganyan. So, ikaw kung sino mang nag-try dito ng agency, kung napansin mo kapag na-hire ka na ni agency, ang tawag diyan ipo-profile ka pa daw nila. Kapag wala pang client na swak dun sa skill set mo, wala, nasa pooling ka pa rin. Aantayin mo kung may client na darating for you. Kapag dumating na si client na best fit for you, i-endorse ka nila kay client, but then pagdating kay client, you would still need to be interviewed by the client. You still need to pass the interview kay client. At kapag nagustuhan ka ni client, okay, hire na to, kunwari yung pag-uusap nila, $20 ka, $20 yung EA nila, yung mapupunta sa'yo, nasa 5, 6, ganun lang yan. Because of course, si agency, they have overhead expenses. Of course, yung etong mga mga recruiters nila na nagkakandak ng interview, they pay for each of the recruiter. Etong mga recruiter na to, wala namang mga clients yan. Direct yan kay TVL, di ba? So, yung mga recruiters na yan, binabayaran yan ni agency. Another thing is they pay for tools that they need. They also pay for the people who would look for clients. May mga overhead expenses yan. So, pero malaki pa rin talaga ang kinikita ng agency kahit na ganyan. Yan. So, wag kayong tawag niyan? Wag kayong magalit sa agency kung may ang dami ko nakikitang mga rant sa Facebook na, grabe yung agency ko, nalaman ko na yung client pala $20 tapos yung pupunta sa akin $7 lang. Of course, because they have to pay for their overhead expenses. Now, wag ka din mamroblema because now, ang positive side again is you won't look for clients. The agency will be the one to look for clients for you. However, you will have to wait until there's client. Another thing is you don't have a control over how much your rate is. Kasi kapag sinabi ni agency na we have a client, tapos yung rate ni client is $7 only, if you're looking for 9, di ka pwede magsabi na no, 9 lang. Pwede, pero pangit na yun na feedback sa'yo. Diba? Nega na yun para sa agency na parang, uy, grabe, ayaw niya ng $7. Yung parang ganon. And then another one is, ang positive side din ng being hired under agency is meron kang support system. Kasi kapag na-hire ka kay client, meron yan silang managers or TL na mag-handle ng several VAs for different clients din. So may support system. Kapag direct kay client ka, wala kang gayon. Mag-iisa ka lang talaga. Okay? So, the reason why, sino na ditong nakarinig na kapag agency, sobrang haba ng process. Kapag direct client, isang interview, hired ka na kaagad. The reason behind that is, of course, ang unang mag-i-interview sa'yo would be agency. Pagkatapos ng agency, minsan, after ng recruiter, meron pang manager na mag-i-interview sa'yo. Pagkatapos niyan, saka kanila endorse kay client. Pagdating kay client, may ano na naman yan, may another set of interview. Ganyan talaga. So, eto naman, ang tawag niyan, yung recruiters din nila, masyadong mataas ang standard. Because once they have a list of non-negotiables, kailangan yung i-endorse nila dun kay client, quality talaga. Hindi nila pwedeng pagbigyan yung, ay, eto, almost good. Yung mga yung mga tawag na, gusto nila yung mga endorse nila kay client, ano talaga the best of the best. Kasi masisira din yung agency nila kapag yung i-forward nila or endorse nila kay client ay hindi rin qualified. Pero kung direct client ka, sila kasi yung final decision agad. So, okay lang. Parang, kaya hindi rin mahaba yung proseso kapag direct client. Okay? So, ganyan yung agency setup. Direct clients naman, you work directly with the client, usually through referrals or networking. Kapag nag-apply ka, tapos si client mismo, usually isang interview lang yan. Tapos, you either pass or fail. Yan. So, offers better pay and long-term stability, but you manage everything yourself. So, of course, kasi wala ng agency, wala nang magpapagitna sa sweldo, diretso na yung bayad ng client sa'yo. But then again, you will have to manage everything. Wala kang support system because wala kang TL niyan, wala kang team leader, wala kang supervisor, walang ganun. So, you really have to you will be on your own, kumbaga. So each setup has pros and cons. So the key is to start where you're most comfortable and grow from there. If I were you, I would still go. Kung ako tatanungin yun, no, gusto ko pa rin talaga ng direct clients. Coming from someone who's trying to build an agency, who's starting to build an agency, which is the VA ladder, mas gusto ko pa rin talaga yung direct client. I can't even recall the last time that I got hired under an agency. Siguro nag-agency lang ako first year ko, first 6 months. After nun, wala na. Nag-direct na ako. Direct clients na. For beginners, do you suggest to start under agency? For beginners, I would suggest you apply for work, whether it would be agency, whether it would be direct clients. And whichever would come first, go for it because you're building your profile right now. You're building your credibility right now. You're building your work history, kumbaga. You're building your profile. So just accept if it's, di ba, kahit agency yan, kapag pumasa ka, go for it. Now, I just want to share this because this is very important. Is it advisable na dapat merong advance payment from a client for security daw ng VA during the first month? No. I would suggest though, na mas mainam, you would request for weekly pay. Weekly pay. Walang client, mahihirapan ka maghanap ng client kung magpapa-advance ka. Mahihirapan yan because if ikaw, skeptical ka na baka hindi ako bayaran ng client. Yung client din, skeptical din yan. Baka binayaran ko tapos biglang mawala to. 'Di ba? So you meet halfway. You can ask the client na would it be okay if I request for a weekly pay just for the first month, just for us to test the waters if I'm really suited for the job, and at the same time if the culture fits my culture as well. Yung parang ganon. So, mas maganda weekly lang muna, and clients usually say yes to that. I always ask that from my clients na would it be okay if we do weekly pay for just for the first month, and then after that you can add me to your regular payroll. Yan. So, papayag naman yung mga client yan. May pwede po kayong VA job for me if I'm working during the day po. Naku, papatayin mo sarili mo. Maria, mahirap yan. I've been there. I've done that. Mahirap yan. Sobrang hirap. Pwede ka mag-part-time. Yes, may part-time namang mga VA. Tama ko, does not matter if agency or direct client. Yes, yan talaga masasuggest ko. Okay? So, direct client, ikaw lahat. Pero, mas malaki ang kita. Kung ako, I would still go for direct client. So, average pay rate and growth opportunities. So, entry level, $3 to $5 per hour. Sino dito ang ayaw ng $3? Parehas kayo may trust issues. No paid internship and OJT for beginner. Ako nga, nagpapa-OJT, may binabayaran ko yung mga OJT ko eh. Coach, ano po pwede niyo masuggest na mode of salary transfer if staying outside the Philippines? Wise. Wise. Dati transfer wise yan. Ngayon, ang tawag na lang wise. Wise has the highest, highest conversion rate. Alam niyo, sa mga baguhan, I would say, okay na tong $3 per hour. Eto ha, kung iisipin nyo, $3 per hour, kung full-time job yan. Nagulat ako, yung mga, alam niyo yung mga VAs, yung mga nasa bootcamp dati, I would remember them, I asked them, sino dito yung tatanggap ng $3 per hour na VA job? Yung mga sabi na, yes, ako coach, okay na yan, kaysa wala, mag-uumpisa pa lang naman, yung mga ganon. Sila yung mga na-hire at $7, $12, sila na yung mga 6-digit earner ngayon. So, nagugulat-gulat talaga ako, promise. So, biruin nyo kung $3 per hour times 160, that's 160 hours, that's full-time job, that's 8 hours per day. So, nasa $480 per month times 61 ang dollar ngayon. That's almost 30K, 29,280 to be exact. Sa $29 mo, hindi ko alam kung magkano yung kinikita ninyo sa corporate job ninyo, but dito sa Davao, Philippines tuloy. Dito sa Davao, yung 29 na yan, malaki na yan to compare sa ibang klaseng trabaho. Even sa call center namin dito sa Davao, malaki na yung 29. Hindi ko alam sa Luzon, alam ko mas malaki yung kinikita nyo kaysa sa amin dito. Pero yung 29 na yan, can you imagine yourself trying to look for a job for a month and you pay for your internet, you pay for your electricity, you pay for everything else, and you're not earning anything. However, on the other hand, kung papatusin mo yung $3, 'di ba? You still pay for your internet, you still pay for your electricity, you'd still be awake sa gabi kasi nung nag-apply ka, you would need to be awake during the night. So, eto, gabi ka din, gising ka din ng gabi, pero now you're earning $29. 500 minimum wage po dito sa province namin. Magkano ang minimum wage sa Davao? 500 din ba? Minimum wage sa Davao? Minimum wage sa Davao? 400? 4? 500? Hindi ko 510 dito sa Davao. O, tapos may mga deductions pa and everything. 'Di ba? Magkano take home nun? Magkano take home sa 15 days? Sa 15-day cut-off. Yung sa past job ko, 37K EA position sa government, pero tapos na yung 10 years ko na wala may work now. Sabi ko kay Lord, kahit 15 to 20. Grabe yung 37,000 tapos 10 years na. Kung sa VA mo nilagay yung 10 years na yan, yung 37K mo, pwede mong kitain in 1 week. SMM, ano ang rate? Meron yan. I will give you 3 things. Sige, mamaya, I'll give you 3 things to consider when you're charging your client. 30 to 60 corpo world, tapos tatagain ng tax sa government. Ayun, sakit yun. 18K rate ko, Batangas, 16 years sa company. Ay, grabe. Di ba? 18K, 16 years na sa kumpanya. Yung 16 years na sa VA niya yan, parang ako na, mataas-taas na rin talaga. Mas malaki pa yung $3 ka supervisor sa dating company starting 7K. Tax natin para sa mga naka 4-piece. 'Di ba? My point is, ganito. If yung habol mo is pera, this might not be enough. Pero yung habol mo, growth, para mapahinog yung resume mo, para may mailagay kang experience, because 3 months to 6 months from now, yung 29 mo can be doubled because now you're not a newbie anymore. Now you are an experienced VA already. Pwede nang i-double yung 29,000. This is what I want you to think. 29,000 right now, pag hindi mo tinanggap, 3 months after, wala ka pa ring client, yung 29,000 mo could still probably be the same offer na ibibigay nila sa'yo because 3 months after, you're still a newbie. You're still someone with no experience. But then, if tinanggap mo yan ngayon, yung 29,000, 3 months after, you start looking for another job and start requesting and, increasing your asking rate to $4 to $6. 3 months from now, yung 29,000 mo, you could already find another client who's going to be willing to pay you double your pay. Because right now, you're no longer a newbie. You're no longer someone from corporate job. You're now a VA looking to upgrade and looking to upskill. 3 months. $3 is just a starting point. It's not going to be your end life. Hindi mo yan end game. Hindi mo yan forever. 'Di ba? Oy, wag ka mo naman resign, Joy. Maawa ka. I would not encourage anyone to resign. 'Di ba? Kahit gawin mo yung $3 na part-time job, 3 months after, experienced VA ka na. Kasi may experience ka na, hindi ka na zero experience niyan, 'di ba? May mailalagay ka na sa resume mo. Lalong-lalo na kapag umabot ka ng 6 months. Now, I want to share something with you because this is very important. Bago ko makalimutan, a few weeks back, someone reached out to me and she said that she was one of my trainees when I was still starting at nung sinabi niya sa akin, nasa less than 2K pa lang ata ang followers mo nun, coach. If I remember it correctly, that's what she said. Sabi niya sa akin, "Hi coach, si ano to, I don't know if you still remember me, but isa ako sa mga trainees mo nung bago ka pa lang sa Facebook, nasa mga less than ganito." Yung may sinabi siyang number, if I'm not mistaken, nasa mga less than 2K ata or 1,000 or gano'n. Basta bago pa lang daw ako sa Facebook, and then after ng trainings natin, I got hired by this agency. Kaso nga lang daw, yung kinikita niya sa agency parang nasa 25K lang daw. Tapos ngayon daw, 3 years na siyang VA. And 3 years na siya sa company na yan. And then sabi niya sa akin, gusto niya na daw umalis sa company para lumaki yung sahod niya. And I said, tapos gusto niya solohin yung client niya. So sabi niya, nagtatanong siya, she was asking for an advice from me. What am I supposed to do, coach? Na okay kasi si client napakagalante ni client, napakabait ni client, pero yung agency napakagahaman. Na-realize ko, coach, na kalahati lang yung binibigay sa amin and so on and so forth. So I told her na ano daw masasuggest ko sa kanya. And I told her, if you resign, kasi gusto niya na i-let go ang agency. If you let go of the agency, that means to say letting go of your client. Because in the first place, the client is not yours to begin with. It's the agency's client and not yours. Now, bakit mo pinaabot ng 3 years? Sabi kong ganun. You should have looked for another job when you were just starting 6 months. Pwede ka na maghanap ng other job for you to increase your asking rate. Sayang kasi, coach, magalante kasi si client, nagbibigay ng bonus and everything. Kaso ganito, ganyan. And then I told her, yun na nga, in the first place, it's not your client, it's the agency's client. And why did it take so much time for you to upgrade? Bakit ngayon lang? And then I told her na do not eat the hands that feed you. Kasi yung client na yan sa agency yan, it's not yours. And if you remember, you were so happy the first time you got hired because that agency is actually the very first company who trusted you that you can actually do the job even without experience. And this is what you're going to do them. Now, sabi ko sa kanya, now you have two options. You can resign from that agency and let go of the client completely, Or, pwede mong sabihan si client na magsosolo ka na, kukunin mo siya, and then the client there are two things that could happen if you do that. The client can either accept you, sige, or tapos sasabihan niya si agency kasi nga, 'di ba, aalis si client sa agency, mababan ka sa agency, magkakaroon ng dungis ang reputation mo. And we work online. Everyone knows anyone. Parang ganon. Or the client will not honor the thing that you're doing because masisira ka sa agency and the client might not like it because the client would probably think if kaya mong ganyanin yung agency mo, kaya mo din akong ganyanin in the long run. So either way, masisira ka talaga. So but it's up to you. Sabi ko nga naman, it's up to you. So again I'm just saying na yung $3 could really be okay, but do not settle for less. If sa tingin mo 6 months you're already skilled, then you can look for other clients. Hindi mo naman kailangan let go yung client na yan. Kung direct client yan, pwede mo naman siyang dagdagan. Okay? Pangit ng that, yes. So, experienced VA, $6 to $10 per hour. Specialized or executive VAs are now earning $12 to $20. Just a little encouragement. So, probably you guys know Ingrid. You've heard her story because I always ko na may mention si Ingrid sa aking mga live. Ingrid, sina Ems, yung March class, a lot from their batch actually got hired way before the training actually ended, way before the bootcamp ended. Kakakata ng trainings. Ayun, kilala niyo na si Ingrid. Ang dami nilang 6-digit earner na ngayon. And these people never had any experience as a VA before. So, merong pag-asa na magka 6-digit kayo even before kayo mag 6 months. So, these are standard rates. But this doesn't mean eto na yung eto na yung susundan nyo for, kunwari, entry level, pero ang offer nila is $7, then well and good. 'Di ba? Opo, grabe yung nag-flow na clients kay Miss Ingrid. Maya-maya meron siyang mga job offer. Meron din kaming trainee na one day natanggap siya sa 2 clients. 2 clients agad. Same day siya na-hire. 2 clients. Meron ding trainee na ngayon, 2 weeks after the training, she was hired at $7. And then few days after, na-hire na naman siya ng $12. EA yung niche nila parehas. EA. Ang daming na-hire at $7. So, hindi harang na wala kayong experience. It's really just a matter of knowing how to position yourself. EA, Executive Assistance, yung niche ni Ingrid. So there are 3 things that you have to consider when you're charging your client. 1, you check the company. If the company is a startup company, that company will not be able to pay you premium pay. Kapag startup, hindi niya kaya talaga bayaran yung $15, $20, kaya naghahanap ng Pinoy yan para mas makatipid sila. Pero kapag settled na yung company, matagal na yung company, now they are capable of paying premium. Another thing is titingnan mo yung market value ng trabaho. So for example, you found your niche and then your niche is executive assistants. Now you go to online jobs, maghahanap ka ng executive assistant work doon. Titingnan mo kung magkano yung average, kumbaga, ng mga offer for executive assistant. That's one way that you could check the market value of that job. Yung pangatlo, tingnan mo din yung sarili mo. How skilled are you in terms of being an EA, for example? Or gaano ka nakatagal sa industriyang yan? So, i-balance mo din because remember that out there, you will be competing with VAs who have been in this industry for 6 years, 10 years, 15 years, 'di ba? So you need to know how to position yourself. Magkano ba ang bagay sa skill set ko? Una, is the company a startup? Is the company capable of paying premium pay or startup to siya? Next, magkano ba yung market value ng position na to? And then next, titingnan mo din yung sarili mo. Okay? Forex trader ka. Hindi ko alam yung forex trader, mga ganyan. Nagta-trade, wala talaga. I tried. Pero hindi ko talaga siya maintindihan eh. You mentioned that idle for so long is a red flag for clients. Ako po kasi over the DS. Pag-uusapan natin yan sa sa resume kung paano mo i-position ang sarili mo. During interview, if they ask, are you currently employed? Ano po isasagot since part-time job is okay? What is your plan with your current job if we hire you? If I say yes. Depende yun. Pag agency, red flag din na employed ka. You have to be honest. Ano ba talaga plano mo? Isasabay mo or hindi mo isasabay, or you will weigh things out if kaya na bang mag-home base lang or mag-work from home lang, mag-VA lang, or ipagsasabay mo yung corporate job and yung VA job. Because kapag part-time lang ang hanap mo, you can be honest with that yes, I'm currently employed and that's why for now, I'm looking for a part-time job. Ganon, pwedeng ganon. Especially pag mga direct clients, they're okay with that. Pag agency, hindi ka talaga ma-hire niyan. Ayaw nila ng ayaw nila ng may ibang trabaho yung mga VAs nila. Kill myself po. Yun. So, now, with experience, you can level up into higher paying roles such as team lead, operations manager, SM strategist, project manager, online business manager, freelance agency owner, or VA coach. And the VA industry offers unlimited growth potential. Your income and opportunities grow with your skills and professionalism. So, eto, tandaan nyo to. If you want more pay, more freedom, more clients, you need to be more and do more. Always remember that if you want more, be more, do more. And there are so many ways to do more, to be able to do more. There are so many ways to be more. You have to compete with your old self. Kung dati, ang alam mo lang ay mag-send ng email sa Gmail mo, dapat ngayon marunong ka na mag-inbox zero. You can never expect something to grow if ikaw mismo hindi ka nag-grow. Gusto mong mag-increase ang salary mo pero ikaw mismo hindi ka nag-grow. Remember, sa industry na to, when you can offer more, you can earn more. Dito ang mga clients, whenever they see you as someone with potential, they will promote you. They will increase your pay. Sa Pinas, sa corporate job, kapag nakikita nilang magaling ka, dadagdagan yung trabaho mo, parehas pa rin ang sweldo mo. Masakit, masaklap, ganun talaga. I've been there. Pag bida-bida ka at magaling ka talaga, kunwari, nalaman ng kumpanya, ay magaling ka pala sa presentation. Next time ikaw nagagawa ng presentation ha, talaga ba? Magaling pala magsalita to. Next time ikaw na magpe-present sa harap. O, 'di ba? Ito pa malala. Magaling pala 'to magluto. Next outing ikaw na magluto lahat ha. Oh, 'di ba? Pag nalaman nila dito sa Pilipinas na may galing kang factor sa isang bagay, maaasan na yan sa iyo forever. Forever and ever. Ikaw na, sa iyo na yan because you're good at that. May increase ba? May bayad ba? Wala eh. Sa client, they know they will value you. They will value you even more. You become indispensable or hard to dispense. Hindi naman indispensable, pero you would be hard to dispense. Mahirap kang tanggalin. And then they will promote you. They will increase your pay. Ganun yung mga direct clients. Unlike dito sa Pinas talaga, ang idadagdag lang talaga sa iyo ay trabaho at wala ng iba. Wait lang, give me 1 second. Saglit lang ha. 1 second lang talaga. Ang dami namang nakarelate dun sa sinabi ko, bago lang. Coach, what if po yung job experience is 2009 to 2014 tapos naging online seller lang after kasi pag-uusapan natin yan sa sa resume kung paano natin yan ipoposition. Ayan, true. Pag nag-cost cutting, ikaw yung unang i-floating dahil ikaw ang mas malaking sahod kaysa sa iba. O, 'di ba? Pero sa direct clients, kapag malaki na ang sahod mo, ibig sabihin nakikita nila yung value mo, mas mahirap kang i-dispense ng company. Sa VA ba, coach, you can say na experience ka sa imposition, pero hindi nga lang as VA, gaya ko po admin assistant, pero hindi as VA. Masasabi ko bang experienced ako? Yes. Work-wise, your experience. Pag-uusapan natin yan sa niche bukas. Pag-uusapan natin yung transferable skills. Paano po yung matagal na stop sa work, gawa ng sakit? Paano po the best na approach sa interview? Pag-uusapan natin yan pagdating natin sa interview, okay? Sige. Award yung red flag ko, housewife for 24 years, FB lang, alam at few months lang na ESL teacher. Uy, grabe, ang sarap ng 24 years. Okay. Before nag-VA, corporate job ko, ang dami ko na kasing trabaho. So, nagbenta na ako ng lahat. Nagbenta na ako insurance, nagbenta na ako ng mga encyclopedia, mga books before, nagbenta na ako ng lupa, nagbenta na ako ng properties, non-life insurance, kung ano lang binenta ko before. So, I used to work din sa isang bank. Nasa credit card naman ako, na-assign. Ano pa ba mga trabaho? I used to work sa isang university. Ako yung nagpa-public speaking for the school para yung sa TESDA nila. Ako yung unang speaker para sa mga foundations naman sa TESDA. Totoo yan, katawan na lang talagang hindi ko nabebenta kasi hindi naman talaga siya kabenta-benta din. Charis. Pwede po bang malaman client mo na may other na may other client ka? Hindi. Ayokong ipaalam sa mga client ko yan. Mahirap na. How about naka-intern completed, coach? Matatawag na bang experience? Yes. Naloka ako sa comment. Oh, yung mga, yun si Annie, malamang narinig niyo na rin sa akin yan. Walang bibili. Yun. So, okay. Now, going back. Paano, coach, ano pang di mo nagawa? Tumambling. Ano pang hindi ko nagawa? Magbenta ng kabaong, hindi ko pa nagagawa. Kasi kung siguro dati ay meron na yan, baka ginawa ko na rin yan before. Ngayon lang kasi yan, di ba? Parang lately na lang may mga ganyan. Hindi naman lately, pero nung mga time na nasa korpo pa ako, wala. Tapos dati akong tawag nito, fast food chain. Yan. Baka biglang comment si St. Peter yon. Ang dami ko nang ginawa sa buhay para lang mairaos yung pamilya namin. I was 17 years old when I started working. And I could remember my sister, she would shout at me telling me na, hindi ba di walang pera? Kailangan bayaran yung kuryente. And I was like, 17 ba ako? Paano saan ako kuhanap ng pera? I was born poorest of the poor. My father was a driver. My mother was a labandera. Yon. And growing up, I never had anything. Yon, yung mga experience ko before. And that's why kids are very close to my heart. Kung napansin niyo yung ministry ko, nasa kids and nasa drivers. Yung ministry ko dito sa Davao, kids talaga. Because I know how it feels to have nothing. I know how it feels to sleep with an empty stomach. I know how it feels to study really hard because academic scholar ako. And kapag nawala ang scholarship ko, matitigil talaga ako. Matitigil ako sa pag-aaral. Elementary ako, public school ako, and it was almost my graduation day. Gagraduate ako ng salutatorian, and my father told me, hindi kita kayang pag-aralin. And then, yung teacher ko, naghanap ng scholarship for me. And then, naalala ko isang buong tawag nito. Ma-share ko lang, 'di ba? Singit lang. I remember my mom has always been my number one fan and my number one supporter, and I love her so much. Walang-wala kami dati, as in super walang-wala talaga. Like, wala. Yan, yung bahay namin tagpi-tagpi. Mama ko labandera, so elementary ako, kailangan kong magbenta ng mga drawings ko para magkapera, piso-piso, ganon. Nung sinabihan ako ng papa ko na hindi kita mapag-aaral ng high school, sobrang iyak ko and then God was so until now still is grabe ang faithful talaga sa akin. Now, I was given the chance tawag nito, to take a scholarship, an academic scholarship. And si mama during that time, hindi namin alam na whole day yung exam. Pero sabi ni mama magbaon tayo just in case. Yung dalang pera ni mama, 10 pesos. Kailangan namin lakarin from our house going to the exam center kasi wala kaming pamasahe. Yung 10 pesos sabi ni mama pang ano daw yun, pangkain kumbaga. Isang baon lang bitbit ni mama so we walk as in naglakad lang kami papunta sa exam center. Pagdating doon, 150 students yung magte-take ng exam from different schools, from different public schools. So, habang nag-exam, napaka-happy soul ko lang talaga. Kung gaano ako kadaldal ngayon, mas madaldal ako nung mas kabataan ko pa. Napaka masayahin lang talaga. So, while taking the exam, nagsasmile lang talaga ako, sinisilip ko si mama, nasa labas. Pag napapalingon ako kay mama, I would smile at her. And it was my way of getting courage from my mom during that time kasi kinakabahan talaga ako sa totoo lang yung exam na yon. Napag-uusapan sa labas, kaninong anak yan? Kanina pa nagsasmile-smile, yung mga gayon. So, I was just so happy na andun ako, may chance na, pero wala pang assurance. After nun, madami kang inspiring truth. Yes. May marami akong story sa life. Malalaman nyo yung isang buong buwan pa tayo magsasama. So, after nung exam, alas 12, top 50 lang yung makakapasok sa next round ng exam. So, yun na tinatawag na nila. Sa out of 150, I was top 11. So, pasok ako dun sa top 50. I was top 11. So, sabi ni mama, kailangan bumalik daw. Yung 10 pesos pala ni mama, kinailangan pala ng lapis. So, kinailangan ng lapis, and lapis that time was only 5 pesos. So, yung 10 pesos ni mama, kinunan pa ng lapis na 5 pesos. So, 5 pesos na lang yung naiwan sa amin. So, 5 pesos. Tapos, syempre, pumasa ako dun sa first part. Kailangan ko bumalik ng 1 p.m. So, kumain na kami ni mama. Kumain kami ng baon namin. Yung baon ko, sobrang liit na kanin. Tapos, paksiw ang ulam. Yung paksiw na tamban. Ano yung tamban? Anong tamban sa Tagalog?
Tamban.
Tamban pa. Tagalog pala yung tamban. Sige. So, tamban. Pag open ni mama sa baonan sa baonan ko, iba na yung naamoy niya. May hindi na maganda yung baon ko. Sira na kumbaga. So, sumubo lang yung mama ko ng isang subo, tapos binigay niya na sa akin. Sabi niya, kumain ka. Kailangan ng laman ng tiyan mo kasi mag-e-exam ka ulit. And this time, yung exam mo will be math, science, and English. Kanina, IQ test. Ngayon, math, science, and English yung exam mo. So, you have to eat. Kailangan mo kumain. So, kumain ako. Tapos si mama, kasi isang subo lang siya, yung 5 pesos, binili niya ng White Rabbit. Panawid gutom. Now, habang kumakain ako, naaamoy ko yung ulam, pero kumain ako. Kasi kailangan ng laman ng tiyan ko para gumana yung utak ko. Bahala na mag-LBM after, basta gumana lang yung utak. So, bumalik kami, nag-exam ako, and then after the exam, top 10 lang yung kukunin nila out of the 50 students. So, math, English, and science. Noong top 10 lang, inantay namin, and nung na-post na doon kasi hindi na tinawag, pinost na lang doon sa tawag nun, sa door. Nakita ko I was top 7. 11 kaming nakapasok kasi yung 10 and 11 nag-tie. So 11 kaming nakapasok na academic scholars. So that is one part of my story, my life story that I could never ever forget. And so that's why kids are very close to my heart because I've been there. Kumain ng sunog, kumain ng sira, walang pagkain, walang laman ng tiyan. And so I would kaya yung academic scholar na yan, iningatan ko for 4 long years. Kasi alam ko na hindi ako makakapag-aral without a scholarship. So that's my story. Pero sa scholarship, 'di ba, yung libre lang naman is ganito, ganyan. So walang pamasahe, walang ganon. So yung dati yung yung diskarte ko dati, uy, ako gawa ng ano mo, ako gawa, 'di ba? Syempre sa private school ka. Pag nasa private school ka, ang mamahal ng mga projects, bakit? So, ang ginagawa ko ganito, kunwari may mga gagawing project, ganyan. Ang diskarte ko, ganito, uy, ako gagawa ng project mo, tapos yung mga tira-tira mong mga materials, pwedeng akin na lang para magawa ko din yung ano ko, para magawa ko din yung projects ko. Or minsan yung mga research, uy, ako mag-research sa'yo. Tapos bayaran mo lang ako ng 20 pesos para kinabukasan may pamasahe ako, 2 pesos pa lang yung pamasahe nun. Para sigurado na yung pamasahe ko for the whole week. So that's my story. So hopefully that would um that would make you understand why kids are so close to my heart. Ayan. So anyway, if that's my story, there's always God is preparing you for something really bigger. And God has been very faithful in my life. Kahit naman ganun kami kahirap before, masaya naman kami kahit barumbado yung tatay ko. Yun. So, okay. So, ready to flip your stories? Coach, ask ko lang po ulit, pwede po ba mag-join sa Discord po? Kasi yes, pwede. Yes, very faithful ni Lord sa'yo, Coach. Grabe, super. So now I want to know, why do you want to become a VA? Because yung why na yan is very important because it's not going to be a walk in the park. Nag-uumpisa pa lang tayo and this training right now is very light for now. And it will get heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier. It will be more and more and more and more complicated. Aabot kayo sa point na, coach, parang ang dami na naming task, awat na coach, mga ganun. Or coach, wala pa kami tulog ngayon, maaga na naman tayo bukas. So it will be like that. And yung real training nyo is after the bootcamp, you will be with your own clients. Pag nasa client na kayo, it will be much more complicated. It will be much more tiring and exhausting, and sometimes you would want to give up. And by the time that you would want to give up, I want you to go back to this question, bakit ko ba ginusto to? 'Di ba? And another reason why I want you to answer this question is because darating ang point na it will be very tempting. I know this for a fact because I've been there. Tempting in a way that hindi mo mahihindian ang mga offers ng client. Sa ngayon, maghahabol ka ng client, but darating ang panahon, mabubuhusan ka talaga ng sobrang daming client. Ingrid, for an instance, she's now receiving a lot of different offers. And it would be very tempting to just accept and accept and accept clients. Na makakalimutan mo, ano nga ba yung dahilan kung bakit gusto ko maging VA? Now, for me, I wanted to become a VA because my son during that time was really sickly. Maya-maya nasa ospital, muntik na ma-ICU, balik na naman sa ospital na naman. And then when I became a VA, I became very focused sa trabaho ko, and I would not want my kids to wake me up in the middle of my sleep because that's the only time that I'm going to sleep. Hindi madali yung wala kang tulog. And so I realized, alam niyo yun, yung parang umabot ako sa point na hindi ako nagpapadisturbo. Nawala na yung point of me wanting to become a VA because I want to spend more time with my kids. And I want to take care of my kids. Biglang nawala. So, there's so much more reasons why I want you to write this down and answer this question. And later on, I'm going to show you where you would submit this. Okay? So this will help you connect your purpose to career choice. Now, why is it so important for you to know the reason why you want to become a VA? Now, kung napansin nyo sa lahat ng bagay, if you know the purpose of it, mas gagalingan mo. Mas gagalingan mo. Now, I've read 2 different books by Simon Sinek, Start with Why and Find Your Why. And dyan ko napag-isip-isip na when you know your why, your game will change. It's a game changer. So now write this down or take a screenshot of this because babalikan nyo to later. Okay? So what clients expect from a VA? Now, professionalism and reliability. Clients hire VAs because they need dependable support. Someone who can be trusted to get things done even without constant supervision. Always remember, when you work as a VA, your clients will not micromanage you. Madalang yung mga nagma-micromanage na client talaga. So, kailangan, they would want to hire someone who can be their support. Kasi kapag ikaw yung tanong ng tanong kay client, parang ikaw yung nakadepend sa kanya, parang siya yung support mo, instead of you being the client support. Okay? So, this means showing up on time for meetings and check-ins. Now, showing up on time for meetings and check-ins, do not ever be late. Bakit ka malilate in the first place? Hindi ka naman magta-travel, hindi ka naman magko-commute, wala nang gayon, diretso ka na, 'di ba? 1 minute nasa table ka na. So do not ever be late. Kapag kaya naman talaga pumasok ka. Ako, even if I get sick, even if I'm sick, I still work. Nagagalit na si Rick sa akin minsan. Pahinga mo na 'yan. Hangga't kaya ko, babangon ako talaga. Rhea, one of our admins, she's been with me for quite a while. 3 taon na ata si Rhea sa akin, and she knows that for a fact. Before siya naging admin sa page, naging assistant ko yan as a VA. Naging OJT ko si Rhea. She was one of my OJT members before. And so she knows exactly how I work. Minsan sinasabi na ni Rhea sa akin, gagawin mo pa ba to? Yes. I need to do this because this is part of my job. So, when you work, you put your effort, you put your time, you put your commitment to it. Hindi pwedeng magtatrabaho ka lang when it's convenient for you. Hindi pwedeng ganun. So you show up on time for meetings and check-in, you meet the deadlines and manage your workload responsibly. It's very tempting to not work when no one's watching you. But believe me, mas magandang magpahinga kapag tapos ka na sa lahat ng mga tasks mo. Kaysa mamaya na yan kasi wala naman ako ibang task, eto lang. What if kalagitnaan ng shift mo, biglang binuhusan ka na sobrang daming task? Lagot ka ngayon, wala ka pang natatapos kahit isa. Communicate clearly when you have updates, questions, or issues. In this world where everything happens online, your client wouldn't be able to see you if you don't make yourself visible. Hindi ka makikita ni client unless nasa office ka, nagtatrabaho ka sa corporate job, makikita ka ni client every day. Dito sa industriyang ito, clients wouldn't be able to see you every day. So, kailangan magpapansin ka kay client in a good way, in a positive way, nang hindi ka mang-aapak ng ibang employees. Huwag bida-bida the wrong way, bida-bida the right way. So, communicate when you have updates, when you have questions or issues. Deliver quality work consistently. Hindi pwedeng sa umpisa lang, ang galing mo, tapos nung tumagal ka na, bigla ka na lang hindi na halos makita, hindi na nagpaparamdam, biglang bumagsak ang performance, yung mga ganon. Yun pala, nagdagdag na ng client. Kanina may nagtanong sa akin, paano mo nagagawa yung multiple clients ka? Yung 2 clients, tapos ganito, ganyan. Now, do not add kung kunwari VA ka na, tapos may mga offers na sa'yo, I would suggest do not add another client kung hindi mo pa kabisado yung first. Make sure na bago ka magdagdag ng client, yung first mo, you know it at the back of your head. Kasi baka hindi mo pa kabisado yung first work mo, nagdagdag ka na ng isa, baka pareha silang mawala sa'yo kasi sabihin na nating aminin na natin na hindi talaga parehas ang performance kapag isa lang yung client mo sa 2 ang client mo. Lalong-lalo na kapag hindi mo pa kabisado yung first. Okay? Now, reliability builds client trust, which leads to long-term working relationship and referrals. Always remember, yung referrals na yan will give you an edge. It works like magic. So, clients value trust as much as skill. No, please do not ever do anything that could ruin your reputation. Nasa online world tayo. Anything can be exposed. Anything can be passed on. Naalala nyo, yung post ko, wala naman talagang dapat ibig sabihin yon. Pero bigla na lang siyang sumabog online. Do I know these people? No. Do they know me? No. Pero bigla na siyang sumabog. Andito tayo sa online world. Everything can be passed on, everything can be exposed, anything. So do not ever do anything that could ruin your reputation. Okay, so another thing that clients would expect from you is your initiative and problem solving. Great VAs don't wait to be micromanaged. They take initiative. Now, instead of just saying, what should I do next? They look for ways to help improve systems or anticipate client needs. Ang pinakasekreto ko pag dumarating ako sa isang kumpanya, I really would try anything and everything in my power to understand how they operate and how
Howdy Carabao. Charis, ano ba talaga yung kumpanyang to? Paano sila mag-operate? Anong services nila? I need to understand how they work. I need to understand how they earn. I need to understand the whole thing. I need to understand the whole picture. Because knowing your client, knowing the company as much as that, mas malalaman mo kung paano mo sila matutulungan, how you can be of value to them. Now, pag alam mo kung anong matutulong mo sa kanila, you would not be asking, ano kaya pa ang pwede kong gawin? Ano tama na ba? Yung mga ganon klase because you know exactly what you can do for this client. So, for example, you spot errors in spreadsheets and fix them. You suggest tools to make processes faster. Now, when you suggest tools, do not suggest during your first week. You suggest after your first month because that way, na-assess mo na yung mga tools na gamit nila presently. Yan. Huwag ka bida-bida on your first week kasi kailangan yung time na yan, yung first month mo, ano pa dapat yan? Yung parang getting familiar with their tools, getting familiar with their system, getting familiar with how they work, ganyan pa yan. So, nasa assessment stage pa kayo parehas. So, you follow up on incomplete tasks without being told, ay, hindi pa naman yan naayos yan, so mamaya na lang. Ay, nasa kanya naman yung bola, so bahala na siya. Saka ako naaayusin yan kapag pinasa niya na yung bola sa akin. No, you have to follow up. So, clients appreciate VAs who are proactive, resourceful, and solutions-oriented. So, a VA with initiative is seen as a partner and not just an assistant. Next is attention to detail. Now, accuracy is crucial. One small mistake can cause big problems in a business. So, client expect VAs to double-check data entries, names, and dates, follow instructions exactly as given, proofread emails and messages before sending, maintain consistency in tone, format, and branding. Now, I remember my sister working for me, may ina-outsource ako sa kanya dati. And she took another way of doing things. And I asked her, why did you do that? Sabi niya, kasi natatakot ako pag ganito ganyan. Sabi ko, I've tested all the systems myself while I was handling that client. So whatever instructions I give you, yun na yun. Yun na yung pinaka-madali, pinaka-fast, pinaka-hindi confusing. When you change that, you could probably really do a lot of mistakes. Eh yun, nagkamali na nga yung ate ko, mali-mali na yung emails na na-send, mali-mali yung subject line, because of that. So always remember to follow instructions exactly as given. Now, what if you're given instructions that are not clear? You ask. You clarify. So, you told me that this is what I'm gonna do. Does this mean that I would do this? Is that correct? Kapag hindi sigurado. Now, pag bago ka pa lang na VA sa isang client, minsan, hindi mo pa kabisado how your client communicates. Yung parang, yung tipong hindi mo naiintindihan pa yung instructions, but along the way, masasanay ka the way your client gives you instructions. Strong attention to detail shows professionalism, care, and pride in your work. Remember how you do small tasks shows how you'll handle big ones. So gaya ng sabi ko, if you want your client to trust you with huge or mga large projects, then make sure that this client can trust you with small tasks. Diyan ka mag-uumpisa. 'Di ba? Great things start from small beginnings. So kapag alam niya na kaya mong panindigan yung mga maliliit na tasks, uunti-untian kanyang bibigyan ng bigger task. And when your client sees your potential, that's the time that your client can actually promote you. And ibahin nyo dito, there's really promotion. There's really salary increase. Okay? So another thing is confidentiality. As a VA, you'll have access to sensitive information, client emails, financial records, business documents, passwords, and personal details. Now, clients expect complete discretion and data protection. Wag na wag nyo sasabihin yung mga, yung mga name ng client nyo online, sa Facebook, mga ganun. Never share client information with anyone. Using secure tools like password managers for your logins. And then you follow NDAs or non-disclosure agreement. Non-disclosure agreement or NDA is one of the things that you probably will be signing when you join a company. Ayan. Integrity is non-negotiable in the VA world. Breaching confidentiality can destroy trust and end contracts immediately. Then again, integrity is non-negotiable in the VA world. Sa atin, sa mundong ito, everything can be passed on, anything can be exposed. Naalala, yun. Anyway, I'm not gonna share that anymore. Next, hold on. Ano ba yan? Natapon yung tubig na iniinom ko. So, every client uses different tools, systems, and processes. Successful VAs are flexible and open to learning new software and workflows quickly. Now, may mga tools tayong pag-uusapan in the coming days. Hindi ibig sabihin na yun yung mga tools na gamit ng client. Pero these are going to be the same tools na gagamitin nila. And it's very important that you know how to use these tools because kapag nag-a-apply ka ng trabaho, mas magkakaroon ka talaga ng edge. So, if you remember the story na may VA ako na una, $7 and then $12, she was asked, the client was amazed with how advanced she knows pagdating sa tools. Because when she was asked, do you have any experience as a virtual assistant? She said, I never had the chance to work for a client, for a client, for an international client, but I've done this, I've done that. And so, and I know how to use these tools. So the client was really amazed of how advanced she knows pagdating sa mga tools na yon. So, lahat ng tools na yon nalaman niya at natutunan niya sa bootcamp. So, yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, kailangan lang talaga seryosohin niyo yung ating training. So, you might work with Google Workspace, pero you might know how to use Google Workspace, but then your client uses Microsoft tools. Pero they have similarities. So you probably know how to use ClickUp, but then your client uses Trello or your client uses Asana. Yung mga ganon. So you might work with these tools, ayan, Canvas, ERM systems, and etc. Clients value VAs who can adapt fast, handle changes positively, and show a genuine willingness to learn. So the more tools and skills you master, the more valuable you become. Always remember that clients hire experienced VAs because they do not have the time to train new VAs. And they want not the title of experience. They only want they want experienced VAs because they want someone who knows how to do the job. Always remember that kapag alam mo kung paano gawin yung trabaho, you can be the VA that the client is looking for. So, uulitin ko lang yan and I want to put emphasis sa sinabi ko na clients hire experienced VAs because they need someone who knows how to do the job. Hindi naman nila kailangan yung title mo na naging executive assistant ka in the past or naging ganito ka. They just need someone who knows how to do the job. So that's why they hire experienced VAs. So now if you know how to transition yourself and position yourself from someone with no experience to someone with no experience but is trained on how to do these tasks, then you can definitely get a client. So another thing that the client would expect from you is that you know and understand time zones and asynchronous communication. So clients may come from different parts of the world, probably US, UK, Australia, and they have different time zones or they follow different time zones. Coach, question po, halimbawa po na hired na pero no background ka sa tools na gamit ni client, pwede po initiate na willing akong mag-undergo training para sa pag-aaral ng tool nila or much better na mag-self-study. Mag-self-study, pwede ka naman mag-self-study. You can tell the client that, for example, yung gamit ni client ay Asana or may gamit silang HubSpot and you don't know HubSpot. Most of the time, they would ask you during the interview, do you know how to use HubSpot? Ganyan. So, you can be honest with the client that I've never had a chance to use HubSpot. Pero, most of the time, ganito yung mangyayari. Kapag gamit ng client specific tools, sinasali nila sa job description. So, I would suggest na before ka ma-interview, kailangan nag-research ka na about HubSpot. Kahit hindi mo muna alam kung paano gamitin si HubSpot, kailangan lang na-research mo siya. So, when you're being asked in an interview, do you know how to use HubSpot? Ang next mo, dapat the way you would position yourself para hindi negative, you could say, well, I never had a chance to use HubSpot, but I did my research. I actually checked YouTube on how to use HubSpot. It's pretty much the same with this kind of tool. Kung ano yung natutunan mo na the same with HubSpot. They're pretty much the same with each other. So I definitely, I can assure you that I'd be able to use HubSpot in no time. Ganon. And you can tell the client that I can easily adapt to new tools. Ganon. Pero wag mo sabihin na you can train me. Kasi pag sinabi mong you can train me, parang sinabi ng client na, so I will hire you and then I will train you. Parang ganon. So you can tell the client that you can easily adapt to new tools. Tapos ikaw, you do your research. Time zone differences for meetings and deadlines. I will show you this, but we're not going to talk about this right now. Some of you probably have seen me use this, and I want you to explore World Time Body. This is one of my favorites. That's for you to know time zones. Pag-uusapan natin yan further. Working at different times but staying aligned through clear updates. Always clarify what time zone is this meeting in, what is your expected turnaround for this task. Now, when you're applying for work and then sinabi nung recruiter na you're scheduled for an interview tomorrow at 9 a.m. So, hindi mo alam kung, 9 a.m. Philippine time, 9 a.m. US time. Pag hindi ka sigurado, replyan mo yung email. Hi, I just wanted to clarify, is this 9 a.m. Philippine time or are you following a different time zone? Para alam mo agad. Okay? Now, being time zone aware shows respect and professionalism. How clients measure VA performance? Ayan. If they want to measure your accuracy, titingnan ng client kung tama ba yung pag-complete mo sa task with minimal errors. Kung gaano ka responsiveness, titingnan nila kung quick, clear communication and timely replies. Yan yung titingnan nila. Sa proactiveness naman, do you take initiative and anticipate needs? Sa task completion, can you deliver work on or before deadlines? For results and output, are you producing high-quality, valuable outcomes? Now, feedback from clients often focuses on reliability, initiative, and communication. Clients are very blunt when they provide feedback. And mind you, I've cried so many times because of my client. Kasi iba yung mga client. Kung Pinoy, we want everything to be softly spoken. Kahit galit na tayo, at gusto na natin siyang kainin ng buhay, pero soft-spoken pa rin tayo. Clients don't do that. Clients would tell you straight if you have done something wrong. Kaya sinasabi ko sa inyo, itong industriyang ito, hindi pwede sa maliliit ang mga puso. Kailangan dito matigas ang puso mo pagdating sa mga feedback. Make it a way for you to learn something and do not ever do it again. Isipin mo na lang, mas mainam na yung napagalitan ka kasi may nagawa kang mali kaysa napagalitan ka nang wala kang mali. Okay na rin yan. Basta ako, pag may mali akong ginawa at napagalitan ako, wala akong magawa. May mali talaga kasi akong, my client, Jerry, yung sinasabi kong Indian, has been my client for a while. 6 years, magsa 7 years na ako sa kanya. So, nung nag-umpisa, grabe, yung dila talaga ni Jerry nananaksak. Yung tipong kapag nagsalita si Jerry, parang, ouch, grabe talaga yung taong to. Ang sakit talaga magsalita. And during that time, I never had any option. Iyak ako, Eric. Literal, iiyak. Hahagulhol na iyak talaga. Ang sakit talaga magsalita. Ay, nakakapagod na to, ganyan. But then, iyak now, duty later. Balik sa trabaho pagkatapos ng break. Kasi, wala naman, our bills will never understand our emotion. Yung bills natin, walang emosyon yun. So, iyak now, okay lang talaga umiyak. Umiyak ka, yan. Pagkatapos yan, tapos. And you know what happened? Until now, client ko pa rin si Jerry. There was one time that bumagsak yung industry talaga ng recruitment. We never had any client. No job for 1 year. Yung makikita mo yung group chat namin, good morning, logging off, good morning, logging off, good morning, yun lang, ako lang yung nandun. Ako lang yung nag-i-inform na naglag-log in na ako, o magla-log out na ako, o nandito na naman ako ulit, o vi ulit, ganon. Pero bayad ako the whole year. The whole year. And I got so scared of losing my job during that time. Kasi wala na akong trabaho, wala akong tinatrabaho. But then you know what Jerry told me? Na-anticipate niya yung pagbagsak ng recruitment during that time, whole year. So I saved up for this. And I don't want to lose this team. Kaya kami binabayaran out of his own pocket. So ngayon, may trabaho na ulit kami. Kaya kapag may trabaho kami, wala talaga ako reklamo kahit sasabihin man ni Jerry na let's have a meeting at ganitong oras. Because si Jerry marunong mag-handle ng mga employees din kahit nananaksak yung dila niyan. So cry now, duty later. Basta hindi lang your sanity is still much more important than anything else, okay? So always ask for feedback and use it to improve. That's how you grow and keep clients long term. So yung feedback na yan, hindi naman yan nakamamatay. Hindi naman yung feedback na yan, nakakapag-grow pa yan para sa'yo. So take it positively. Okay. So I'm gonna show you your task. So yun na yun. I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna give you this. Once you receive this, what you need to do is to click on file and then make a copy. And then yung full name, papalitan nyo ng pangalan ninyo. Okay? Now, isasend nyo to sa Jenny at the VA Ladder. So, ito yung gagawin nyo first. Okay, wait lang ha. Ito yung sheet ng task tracker ninyo. This is where you will have to update all your tasks. Now, 3 things ang gagawin nyo today. Una, gumawa kayo ng email account. Kung yung email nyo hindi pa first name that last name. So create an email account sa Gmail, create a Gmail account with your first name that last name or last name that first name. Pero kung ganyan na yung email nyo, okay lang kahit wala. Hindi pwede Hotmail or Yahoo because you will use the Gmail account for your Google Workspace training. And when you receive this, ito yung new email address nyo, ilalagay nyo dyan. Yung original resume nyo, dito nyo ilalagay yung link. Now, 3 things. 3 things. 1, gagawa kayo ng Gmail account. After nyo gumawa ng Gmail account, I'm gonna show you, kunwari, ito na yung Gmail account nyo. Gagawa kayo ng folder sa loob ng Google Drive. So, dito sa Gmail, punta ka sa waffle icon, click Drive. Dito sa Drive, gagawa ka ng folder for your tasks. So, click New folder, and then yung pangalan ng folder nyo, ganito. May Bootcamp. Yan. Then, click Create. Tapos, etong May Bootcamp, kita nyo ba yung icon na parang tao, tas may plus sign? Click that. Make sure it's not restricted. Dapat, anyone with the link, and then dapat viewer, and then click done. Inside your May Bootcamp, double click here, right click, new folder, and then you put in tasks, and then dash, and then your full name, and then click create. Now, every time you have a task, kailangan you take a screenshot, you upload it here. At kapag nag-upload kayo, dapat yung screenshot nyo, for example, day 1 task, tapos ano yung task na yan. So, for example, or kung pwede mong ilagay dun sa Google Doc ang task mo, di ba? Anong task nyo ngayon? Di ba meron kayong kanina, answer the reflection, chuchu. So, dito sa task, pwede kang i-open, double click, click new here, tapos Google Docs, and then create in a shared folder, create and share. And then dito, yan, reflection question. Tapos ilagay mo yung reflection question dito, why do you want to become a VA? Tapos dito yung answer mo. Tapos yung answer mo na yan, i-upload mo dito, ayan, nandyan naman yan siya sa task ninyo, di ba? Now, kunwari nandyan na, ayan, kompleto na, day 1 yan na task, di ba? Reflection question, so, ang pangalan yan ay day 1 task. Ayan, reflection question. Now, gawa ka ng Gmail, gawa ka ng folder inside your Google Drive, which is May Bootcamp. Ayan. Sharing permission should be anyone with the link viewer. Pagkatapos, gawin mo to. Dito inside Ayan, asa na yon? Nawala. Ito, inside here, ayan sa task, double click. Dito mo ilalagay yung etong task management mo. Kunwari, ginawa mo to. Yan, make a copy. Tapos lalagyan mo, kunwari ako. Tatanggalin ko yung copy. Full name, papalitan ko ng Jenny Kanya. Tapos make a copy. Yan, nandyan na, di ba? Pupuntahan ko si Drive. Ayan. Kung napansin nyo, nasa baba yan. Nasa na yon? Yes, ipapasa ko to sa inyo. Wait lang. Ang pangalan nung ginawa kong ano? Bakit wala? Ay, kasi nandito siya. Sorry. So, for example, ah so, for example, kapag nandyan na, kunwari, eto yan, di ba, for certificate distribution, you will drag this, for example, ito, April 2026 leads. Huwag nyo na lang i-drag. Right-click, and then kailangan, ito, organize, and then move. Tapos, kailangan ma-move nyo yan sa May Bootcamp. Ayan, arrow. Tapos, ito dito sa task, dyan. Tapos, click move. Again, uulitin ko ha. Kunwari, ito na yung ano, yung April 2026, yan na yung task tracker ninyo, task management. Right-click, organize, move. Tapos, hahanapin mo yung May Bootcamp, yung arrow pa right, click that. And then, kapag nakita mo na yung task, and then your name, click move. Para malipat siya dun sa May Bootcamp mo na folder. Because every time you have a task, you will take a screenshot and then you will have to upload it here sa tasks. I-upload mo dyan yung screenshot. Now, pagkatapos mo ma-upload sa screenshot, etong task management mo, gagawin mo, ilalagay mo yung link. So, for example, sa week 1, yan. Yung date ng week 1 natin would be May 11, 2026. Ay, sorry. Day 1. Yan. May 11. Yung task, answer the reflection question. Yung Google Drive link, kukunin mo ngayon dun sa drive mo. Ayan, yan. Tapos, share, and then copy link. Tapos, ilalagay mo na siya dito. So, yung status na is for review. Kung hindi mo pa nagagawa, to do. Basta, you have to update your task tracker. Okay? Ganyan dapat. So, for example, may bago na namang task. Tapos, in-upload mo dito yung screenshot. Kunwari, gumawa ka ng ClickUp account. Darating tayo dyan. Screenshot ClickUp account, ilagay mo dito, upload mo dito, kukunin mo na naman yung link, tapos ilalagay mo naman sa task tracker. Because this, I will have access to this because you will have to share this with me. Ang gagawin mo, pagkatapos mo, nagawa mo na yung Gmail account, yung Google Drive, etong task tracker, yung task management mo. Next thing is you copy, share, and then make sure ha na ito, naka-anyone with the link. And etong task tracker, dapat, wait lang. Yung task tracker, dapat nandyan ako dito, jenny@thevaladder.com. Dapat naka-editor, click send. Para ma-edit ko to kapag na-review na siya. Though, nire-review namin yan towards the end of the training naman na. I will give this to you. So, ang gagawin nyo ngayon, share, copy link, tapos isend nyo sa akin to. Isend nyo, ganito kayo mag-send. So, for example, ito yung email nyo, compose. Tapos yung subject, again, subject should be May Bootcamp, task management, May, full name na lang muna, full name, tapos ganito. Ay, ganyan. Tapos, hi, this is my task management sheet. Yan. Dapat ganyan, okay? Pwede mo yan siyang i-clip. Ito, link. Insert link. Diyan mo yan. Para delete mo na lang ito. Tapos, isend mo sa Jenny at thevaladder.com. So, take a screenshot, Jenny at thevaladder.com. Yan. Take a Yan. Screenshot para you can get my email. Send ko na lang din dito. So, 4 things. Ano yung gagawin niya? Create a Gmail account. Create a folder. May Bootcamp. Create a subfolder.
Folder task full name.
Ano yung subfolder name?
Task then full name.
Task full name. Very good.
And
Next.
then answer yung task 1 na reflection.
Create a sheet pa.
Para-
Create
okay.
a task management sheet.
Then email.
And then answer the reflection question.
Question.
Send the link of your task management sheet to Jenny at thevaladder.com. Okay? Now, when you receive this, sisend ko lang yung task sheet sa inyo. Task management sheet.
Coach, pag po yung gamit ng Gmail, surname and name na po, hindi na po gagawa.
Yeah.
Saan yung display?
Thank you po.
Di ba may nakatimpla pa? Wala na, ubos ba?
Coach, paano pag name mo tapos last name ng dalaga, okay lang?
Yan na ba yung gagamitin mo to apply for work?
Pwede naman po akong gumawa ulit.
Mas maganda kung gagawa ka ulit.
Okay po. Sige po. Thank you.
So, asa na ba ako? Okay na? Send ko na sa yung task ninyo. Yung gagamitin po ba na Gmail pag send sa inyo yung bago? Yes. Saan po mo kukuha yung task management sheet? Isa-share ko na to sa inyo. Yan, isa-send ko na sa inyo. Anyone who's not here and would tawag nito, would use the playback, isa-send ng admin natin along with this, yung mismong task ninyo tomorrow. Hindi pwede nickname. Dapat full name talaga. First name, last name, para mas madali kang mahanap. Kasi ito din yung gagamitin mo to apply for work. Yes, okay lang yan may VA. Okay lang din may, may number. Okay? Carry bells, baboom. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is our niche discovery. So please be on your computers tomorrow because we're gonna do niche discovery drill. Okay? All right, thank you so much, everyone. So we're not gonna take pictures now.
Coach. Thank you
Thank
po.
you. See you tomorrow. Sleep early
Thank you
since
po.
wala pa masyadong
Thank you
task.
po, Coach. Good
Thank you
night.
po.
Ay, wait
Thank you,
lang, wait lang.
Coach.
Hold on. May
Thanks,
nakalimutan ako.
Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Dito pala sa task management, you will have your toolkit. Make sure that you fill this out, ha? Ayan, kung may new email address, yung link ng original resume. So, your resume, yung original resume mo, same thing, dito mo din ilalagay para makunan mo ng link and then malalagay mo dito yung original resume. And then later na tong iba, kapag nakompleto na. Along the way, you would need to update this.
Yeah.
Okay? Thank you so much, everyone. You guys take care.
Coach, yung original resume talaga.
Yes, original talaga.
Okay.
Coach,
Yes.
paano pag di pa nakasubmit ng resume?
Dito kayo magsasubmit ito. Original ha, yung sa inyo talaga, yung kayo ang gumawa.
Okay. Okay, Coach. Thank you.
Okay, good night everyone.
Good
You
night,
guys take
Coach.
care.
Good night,
Just
Coach.
gonna stop the recording.
Night, everyone.